in my seated position today, so that can only mean one thing, or maybe one of a few things, but it means it's box set day today. I've got a really special box set to show you very shortly. It's come all the way from Slovenia, and you're going to know the band is from the thumbnail and the video title, etc. I've already unboxed it off camera because I've struggled with these big boxes, and it was heavy as well. Feeling it now, and it's weighty, but there's a lot in it, and we'll go through that shortly. Before we get on to the main event of the box set, I want to show you something related that I bought off eBay. This came a few days ago. I've not listened to it yet. It's a Laibach picture disc. So another Laibach album for the collection. I'm not going to disgrace myself by trying to pronounce it in a Slovenian accent or even attempt the language, but in English this album will be translated to New Conservative. Probably some sort of satirical remark there from the lads at Laibach. As you know, I love a picture disc. This was, I think, around £30, something like £27 plus £3 postage on eBay. I could have got this a similar price, maybe even very slightly cheaper at Discogs, but I was just searching for Laibach on eBay and this caught my eye, and because you can see the photos instantly on eBay, I could see that this one had its hype sticker and everything, and I just like the look of it. It looked brand new, or like new as they would call it on eBay. So it's a live album from Laibach. I think it was from a gig somewhere in 1985. Can't remember the release date of the album originally. It'll be a year or two after, I would have thought. But this particular edition, this picture disc edition, was released I think in 2014. Trying to get this out just so we can have a better look. Feels like it's almost stuck in here. It's just very wedged in. Oh, there we are. Just needed a bit of a yank. Ooh, I think that's side A. Looks really nice. And that presumably is side B. I seem to have a lot of Laibach live albums now. It's an official one. It's part of their official discography. They just tended to release a lot of live stuff on various indie and almost underground labels, and it's not on Mute Records, which has been Laibach's official main record label for probably about 35 years now. There we are, New Conservative from Laibach. Just a little bit of a bonus item to show you. I always enjoy a picture disc. Sound quality for this is probably not going to be brilliant. Even on some of the Laibach live albums I've got, you can tell the recording is kind of a little bit on the basic side, but that's kind of the charm with them. If you listen to them, you'd get it. That's all I'll say. But there we are. Just wanted to show you that before we crack on with this absolutely magnificent box set here. So this box set that I bought, yeah, I think I know more or less what the price was. This is from Laibach's own merchandise shop, direct from Slovenia. This has come all the way from the former Yugoslavian state, now a country in its own right, where Laibach, of course, are from. This had caught my eye for so long, since even before I'd started collecting Laibach. I remember seeing this advertised on Facebook and thinking, yeah, I'd like that, I really would. You know, that would be a great way to kick off the Laibach collection. As it is, I've just been putting off getting it because it's so expensive. This is one of the most expensive things I've ever bought for my music collection, and I've said that a couple of times fairly recently, but this one I think may beat them all, or thereabouts, because after conversion from euros into pound sterling, this was, I think, yeah, it will include postage, so it's not quite so bad, but this was around £165. I'm talking about, if I can get the right way round, I'm not sure what the right way or even the right side is, but this is Laibach Revisited. Wow, and it's heavy as well. Some weight to this. You won't want to be holding this at arm's length for very long. As you can see, it is brand new and sealed. It's got that plasticky smell that we all love, us collectors. So what is Laibach Revisited? Those of you who've been following me on my Laibach journey, for want of a better term, will know that it's been the studio albums that I've been mostly excited about, but one notable omission from all the studio albums that you won't have seen me unbox on the channel yet, or show on the channel yet, is their debut album, which is self-titled, called Laibach. I've looked for it, like on its own, at Discogs, and it's not exactly cheap if you want to get an original pressing or a near original pressing. But I always knew of the existence of this, Laibach Revisited. So what is in here is Laibach's debut album on LP, so that's that ticked off. I've got their debut self-titled album. Also, it's got an LP, and I think that's the revisited part. So it's got another LP, and it's got like them basically re-recording the album, but in more modern times. I think this box set actually came out 2020, so this is about 2 years old now, give or take a few months. The original album, a re-recording of it, and there's also another live album in here. And there should also be a nice book, probably with mainly photos in and stuff, and maybe one or two other extras as well. So a really sumptuous, that's right, we don't hear that word enough, sumptuous deluxe box set here. Right, let's get this cellophane off. I like to think that someone to do with the band themselves, like if not a band member, then you know, one of their mates or something actually packed this, because it isn't technically on a record label. This is all fully self-released and promoted by Laibach. This isn't a mute product or anything, and I just like the idea of someone at their merch store being a member of the band or something. It sounds daft, but it's possible, I suppose. It's got a really nice feel to it. This is akin to how the original album cover would look here, with this cross motif, and I like this. It's got like a sort of slightly rough to the feel texture to this image here. This is really, really nice quality. I'm so glad I went for this rather than just get a copy of the original album, because obviously I'll be missing out on the re-recorded version and the live album, and you know me, I do love a box set as well. Right, I'm going to put this down here and then lift the lid off, and we can have a proper look at what's inside. So there's your lid. Oh, it's got a nice sticker in the middle of the lid there. Really high quality, just feels like really good quality. I don't want to say cardstock, because, well, I suppose it would be cardstock, but it's really sort of ultra premium stuff. This sticker is actually telling me what number of these I got. I think it's out of 1,200, so not many of these in existence. I actually thought there was more than that. Mine, it's difficult for me to read it, but it looks like it might say mine is number 681, possibly. So I have the 681st edition of this in the world. The box set's got these like ribbon type things here, look, which is nice. So let's just have a look at the contents. I don't think there's any coloured vinyl in here. I may check one of the records at least, just to be certain. Well, here we have the booklet. Oh yeah, this is really nice. It's got essays in it, some good photos. Hard for me to do it justice really on this video. That's nice. Sadly, and you all know the reasons why, I can't really appreciate anything with a lot of text in right now, but I do love to get this sort of thing. This actually feels sort of like lower quality than what you might expect in a box set, but I kind of like that. I mean, it's a booklet, it's not anything that needs to be sort of hardbound and really glossy or anything, whereas this just feels like kind of standard booklet you get in a CD or something, albeit LP sized. Find somewhere to put this. Right, so what have we got next? We've got this. Oh yeah, it's a poster. So yeah, you get a poster with this. I'm not going to put the poster up, I'll hopefully unfold it safely, just to give you a quick blip, as my brother from another mother, Nick Terrell, would say. This is a double-sided poster as well. There we are. Lovely stuff. Oh, it's so good, this. There's layers of Laibach goodness here. It's like the Laibach Christmas, this. Ah, now then. Oh, this feels nice quality. I think this is one of the albums. I think. Yep, this is one, and it comes in a gatefold sleeve as well. I think this will be the original album, albeit at least a remastered edition, a re-released edition, but the original when did it come out? The Laibach album, I want to say 84 for this. It might not be. There don't seem to be much in the way of clues. Let's have a look at one of the records. This is such a lovely set, this. Very impressed. Yeah, standard black vinyl there. 180 gram by the feel of it, or possibly 140. Yeah, I'm relatively certain this is the debut studio album, this one. Really nice gatefold sleeve there. Inner sleeve is plain and black, but it is one of those that's got an anti-static pocket in it. And we're not done yet, there's still more. Now this is the revisited album, so this is the most recent incantation of the Laibach band. They've basically re-recorded their debut album, but, you know, probably 2019 getting on to 2020 they would have done it. There again, lovely gatefold sleeve here. These feel really nice. It's like cold to the touch, probably because it's been sat in a box in a parcel force van for hours. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm looking forward to that. I've got a feeling I'm going to enjoy the revisited version more than the original version, because I do tend to prefer modern, later era Laibach stuff. Their earlier stuff, while a lot of it is great, it can sound quite haphazard and like sort of almost DIY really, which is part of the charm. Whereas, you know, they've got some really good production values currently. I've talked about how much I love their Sound of Music album, and their Party Songs EP as well is absolute quality. Those are two things, if you don't listen to any other Laibach after watching all these constant videos from me about the band, then I do urge you to listen to the Sound of Music and also to Party Songs, because they're just two phenomenal recordings, those. So there's Laibach Revisited. Now this will be the live album. This is called Underground. Standard 1 LP edition. There's, I think, both of those previous records are 2 LPs, which would make sense with the gatefold sleeve. So that's a live recording. I can't remember the year. There is some track listings on the bottom, but it's too small and dark for me to read. Laibach Underground, this is technically called. So it's great, yeah, I'm getting stuff. You can't get this, and you can't get the revisited 2LP edition. You can't buy them separate, you have to get the box set. It's a no-brainer, really, when I think about it. If I'd bought just the original album on its own, I'd still be looking at this thinking, oh, I wish I had that. Oops, my camera's moving because of all this heavy stuff that I'm putting next to it. So apologies that I just shifted over a bit. We have got a little bit of stuff to show you. There is a download card with a code on it. If anyone's interested, presumably you get all this stuff. So you could have like a box set's worth of music here for free, digitally if you want it. But there we are. I have no idea if that's coming out on camera. But if you want it, there is the download link. Something at the bottom here. It's like in an indentation of like it's almost like a rubber at the bottom, and it's like another book. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I think whereas like the initial booklet that I got out, the big one, that'll be like production notes and stuff. I think this is the one with all the essays and stuff. And like this proper reading in here. It's like a proper full-length book. And yes, there's a lot of photos in it, but there's a lot of text in it as well. Wow. It is in English as well, by the way, for those wondering. It's not in Slovenian. Amazing. I can't read any of it, but you get so much stuff. And last but not least, there's just something very small. I did remember that they were sending this. It's a Laibach badge. That's actually a little bit underwhelming, really, that. It's not like a very high quality pin. I mean, it's metal, but all it's got on is the Laibach cross logo. It's not exactly what I'd call overly exciting. Probably the least good thing in the whole box set, but it's just a little badge. That's all the stuff, so I'm going to put this back. Just finding a little indentation for this badge here. I think that's it there. Put back the Underground live album, the Revisited album, although the box set is called Revisited, don't forget. The original self-titled Laibach album from the early to mid-80s. The poster, the credits, I think this will be, but there's a lot of photos in it as well. Then we can get the lid back on. So that is Laibach Revisited. I've bought a lot of, not a lot because they're all expensive, but I've bought a few box sets over the years, and each one I always rave over. I've got a couple of New Order ones that are really, really nice. They really go to town on putting some high quality stuff in them. I've got a People Like Us one that, although it only really features one album in it, it's just packaged so nicely. That's another favourite. I've got ones that aren't particularly exciting because they've just got like reissues of the records in and not a lot else from acts like ABBA, Cast, Ace of Base, but they're a great way to kind of build your collection up quickly. Just for a mixture of nice extras and actual albums that I want to hear, that I want in my collection, I think this Laibach Revisited box set here may end up being my new favourite box set in my entire music collection, with the arguable exception of my Beatles 7-inch singles box, because that's a lovely collector's piece as well. If I enjoy the music in here as much as I think I will, and I've been loving Laibach, as you know, then this may end up being my very favourite. It's heavy, it's weighty, it was expensive, although I don't think it was obscenely priced. I think it was probably priced about as fair as it could be, so that the band could actually make a little bit of profit on it. You do get an awful lot for your 165 quid, and it's just quality through and through, apart from perhaps that badge that seems a little bit unnecessary, but some people will probably love that. I'm not a big badge guy at the best of times, but if it had been a higher quality pin badge, I would have liked that, but it was just a normal metal badge that didn't look anything special. But enough about the badge. There we are, Laibach Revisited, the box set. Lots to listen to in that, lots to read one day down the line for me, fingers crossed. But thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this look at this sumptuous, super deluxe, really fancy set here. I don't think I'm going to be getting any more box sets in the near future. I can't think of any that I really want. Something might come up on my radar and I think, oh, I'd like that, but they have to be an occasional extravagance, these type of things, because they're just too expensive. I can't afford to be buying things like this regularly. Unfortunately, not enough have come out for me to be buying them regularly. Special thanks go, as always, to my wonderful subscribers and generous patrons. Please see all my usual referral links, discount codes, my Patreon link, my Facebook group link, a link for contents insurance as well. All that's down in the description text box. It'll most likely be below where you'll see my face right now. I'm going to go now and, well, listen to this, or start listening to it, I should say. There is 5 records in here, don't forget. 3 albums, 2 of them split out over 2 discs, and then another 1 LP live album. Laibach Revisited, and it is just absolutely magnificent as far as I'm concerned. And I do hope that all of you will join me again next time for my next record collecting video. Cheers everyone. See ya!